When the 787 took off for the first time in 2009, it opened the door to a new age of composite construction and more efficient wide-body planes. It also made Boeing's production more spread out, with sources in more than one country and 2 production lines in the US. It has had some planning and building problems, but it is still a popular and successful development. Before the 787, Boeing's range of wide-body planes did very well. The Comet came before it, but it had some problems. The Boeing 707 was the first plane that was really successful. With the Boeing 747, capacity reached new heights that haven't been reached for decades. And the 777 is now the wide-body plane that has sold the most. When the 777 took its first flight in 1997, Boeing began to think about what plane would come next. Instead of making a new version or upgrade, it decided to make a whole new plane. This would build on the success of the 777's 2 engines, but it would put more emphasis on making the plane more efficient and cutting costs. When it came to the market, it chose the smaller 200 to 300 capacity, which made it more of a replacement for the 767 than a competitor for the 777. Boeing wanted to make the 787 easier to run and less expensive per seat for airlines. It made the 787 about 20% better at using fuel than the 767. It also took into account the effect on the climate and the fact that airlines, governments, and passengers are paying more and more attention to this. The main changes to the design that led to the increased efficiency were: the body is made of composites. The fuselage and wings of the 787 were the first large business planes to be made with carbon fiber composite parts. This makes the plane lighter and stronger at the same time. Changes that make flying easier. This includes wings with curved tips, which reduce drag in the same way that winglets do. New engines that work better. Either the General Electric GEnx or the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engine can be put in the 787. The project was started by Boeing in January 2003. At first, it was called 7 × 10⁷, where the E stood for efficiency. The Dreamliner name was put on the plane in July 2003, and All Nippon Airways was the first customer to buy it in April 2004. Creating a new plane like the 787, which starts from scratch, is a very expensive process. The total cost of building it was expected to be more than $32 billion. The first flight of the 787 wasn't until 2009, it was supposed to be in 2007, and ANA started using it in October 2011. It also started a grandiose marketing tour around the world. Boeing's 6-month Dream Tour, which began in December 2011, included stops in Europe, Africa, China, Thailand, the Middle East, and the United States. In 2019, 14 planes were put together at the final assembly line in North Charleston every month. This has slowed down a lot in 2020 and 2021, both because of the pandemic and because of problems with quality control. By the end of the year 2020, the number had dropped to 5 per month.